It's 2016, you're finishing up your 9 to 5, or maybe you just got back from a long day at school. Tired, you decided to chill off by playing a game. You boot up your console or PC and you open a certain game, and as the game loads you into its servers, there you see, in huge white text, under a circular, slick logo. Overwatch was a game like no other. I've played Overwatch since the early days and I can definitely say there weren't many games like it. Shooters were either Counter-Strike Global Offensive or something similar to a Call of Duty, but Overwatch wasn't just a video game. From the presentation to the vast and varied cast of characters to the world of Overwatch, it was unique to the shooter genre. The closest game to it being Team Fortress 2, but while I saw TF2 being a goofy, fun game, I never really took an interest in the characters and the world of TF2. At least not in the way that Overwatch did. Overwatch knew how to stand out, especially against its competitors like Paladins and Battleborn. One way that it stood out were cinematics. Cinematics were special and so beautifully made. They were these 8 to 10 minutes of highly produced movies that showed us a bit of the Overwatch world. They enriched the characters, making you feel attached to them like dragons. Telling us a tale of two dragons that reflect Hanzo's grief from cutting down his brother Genji, and Genji's ability to forgive Hanzo.
And I have forgiven you. Now you must forgive yourself.
Honor and Glory showed us a cocky side to a young Reinhardt.
He's mine! Damn it, Reinhardt!
Which costed him his eye and a friend.
I have been called. I must answer. Always.
I mean, the last Bastion had no dialogue, and I sympathize for the robot. Until I see him pirate shipping, then I hate him. These cinematics are so important for Overwatch. It connects us to the characters, making us want to appreciate or even play those characters in-game. They also had animated comics for characters, but I can't find the animated version of these anymore. But luckily someone recorded and uploaded them to YouTube. I'll put the link in the description if you all want to see them yourself. These cinematics and comics were the groundworks towards what was supposed to be the MCU of Overwatch. I'm not kidding. I remember seeing this article from back in the day and was so hyped to learn more about Overwatch's story. Overwatch was also a culture. The amount of fan-made comics, animation, and memes were insane. I swear, I've seen one too many Hanzo Cassidy fan art for what a normal human should have. And the amount of times I heard someone say, "It's high noon," was ridiculous in 2016. I could bicker on and on about how much of an influence Overwatch was back then, but I think I should start talking about the game itself. The Overwatch game was amazing. It had so much charm, like the characters interacting with each other before the match starts.
Need any adjustments to your chronal accelerator?
I think... Just kidding, Winston. It works great.
The UI being italics, Athena counting up kill counts like in Halo, or the music that they use to indicate the competitive mode and overtime is intense. There were even emotes and sprays for each hero. There were so many details that going from games like CSGO to Overwatch felt like going from a Toyota Camry to a Rolls Royce. I felt appreciated buying Overwatch. Also, the heroes. They felt unique and inspired by many other games and mediums. Like Roadhog and Junkrat feels like they came straight out of Mad Max. Doomfist feels like a fighting game character with a Shoryuken. Cassidy has an ult which feels inspired by Red Dead.
Nice you heard this. So dumb.
That's why.
Lucio has Spotify Premium. I don't know how his powers work. And even Mercy feels like the medic from Team Fortress 2, but with capabilities of an F-22 Raptor. All the heroes played differently too, which makes the heroes have varied skill floors. Soldier and Reaper, really easy to pick up, whilst heroes like Genji and Hammond might take some time to get used to.
Go Sim. Let's go. They didn't see it coming. Look at that. 4K.
This would incentivize players to lean towards a main or a pool of heroes they enjoyed. So much so that content creators were known for the heroes that they main, like Roxy with his Hanzo, or Necros with his Genji, or even DSP Stanky for Lucio. Sorry, Frogger. The 6v6 ability shooter format was so innovative, because it emphasizes team play and gave it a unique, hectic nature to the game. So hectic in fact that it's hard to tell what was a clutch moment of the match. And because of respawns, you don't get to spectate the last player like CS or Valorant. So what did they do to tackle this problem? Play of the game.
No.
A highlight feature that forces everyone to see the best play at the end of the match, which feels so rewarding to get. Oh, and don't worry for people who did well, because at the end, a card system will show the top 4 players and their stats, where you can vote on who you think did well. The maps would even change slightly as new characters or events occur. Like when Doomfist was teased, the airport in Numbani was wrecked and the Doomfist gauntlet was gone. Even the game modes feel fun to play in this game. Except 2CP, Paris. Overwatch was a really special game, but clearly it had huge shoes to fill due to the large fanbase. I would say there's 2 sides to the community, and that's the competitive side and the casual side. The competitive side had OWL and World Cup, and holy!
The Reaper generally doing a little bit better in this third part. And while Graviton Surgeon Zuma goes in, big aggressive move by South Korea. Will it pay?
As he gets disconnected from his Mercy, finds himself in the crosshairs right there. They continue to get, he's so aggro. He rolls in, somersaults in, that's another 3-kill light, 4 times.
Okay, so in the span of 20...
Watching these games being played by the best with crazy team coordination is such a unique viewing experience. Some of these plays are insane to watch, and I've almost never seen a casual game to that caliber. Also the memes. The memes are great. So in terms of the competitive scene, it feels like they're compensated. So the question is, what does the casual scene have? Well, they got archives. Which is good, but it only comes around like once a year, and unless you're planning to do them in the hardest difficulty, they can be a one and done game mode. Yeah, it's kinda unfair that we didn't really have much in-game events for lore. Or at least, that's until...
A prototype of a sandstorm on the Temple of Anubis map. We absolutely have to do this.
So we put some new technology in place that allows us to do this dynamically. You can start the mission off, clear day. Midway through the mission, suddenly this sandstorm or heavy weather would show up.
It made the world just feel so much more alive.
What the hell? I'm gonna be honest, my initial reaction to Overwatch 2 was, did we really need this? I mean, I really didn't understand why we needed a new Overwatch with an upgraded engine for PvE. At least CSGO changed into CS2 after like 11 years. But my thoughts of that changed after watching Video Game Donkey's video where he said,
"You say co-op shooter nowadays, people think Destiny, Division, Anthem, Fallout 76. It doesn't inspire a lot of confidence. But what if I said Overwatch meets Left 4 Dead? See, now you're like, okay, Dunk, go on."
Oh, okay. Left 4 Dead was my goddamn childhood, and now you're telling me there's a potential that 2 of my favorite games could have a baby? Everything they have shown after that presentation looked good. Genji could spit out energy blades, Mei could become a Hammond, you could shoot an enemy's leg off. Heck, the enemies had like a gajillion interactions, whether it be from the environment or the player. The set pieces looked good too, like there's a mission where you transition from Lucio's home to outside and then into the enemy's ship, whilst completing different objectives. Knowing how the gameplay loop worked for Left 4 Dead 2, there would be a ton of replayability for the PvE, especially with skill trees and all these empowerment abilities for the heroes. I could definitely see myself playing some PvP, and if I get burnt out, I could chill with some PvE. There's even some charming small features like banners and clans which might improve the game's social experience. I seriously can't wait for Overwatch 2. Okay, here we go. Overwatch 2 is out. We've waited roughly 2 years plus for this. 2 years of no content, except for the beta, for Overwatch and... wait. Where's my PvE? Did I install the wrong game or... No, this is definitely Overwatch 2. Wait, this isn't exactly it. Where's my PvE? So PvE got delayed. Okay, I guess we'll talk about everything else in Overwatch 2's launch. Overwatch 2 changed to a free-to-play business model. Thanks, Fortnite. Okay, I mean it's good that it's free because more players and whatnot. Like, as a teen, I would have definitely played more games if they were free. But I don't know, there's just so many of them these days, especially during the Battle Royale trend. But I digress. F2P means we get battle passes, cosmetics that I probably won't care too much for, skins that are behind a paywall, and oh yeah, seasons. Thank God for seasons, cause I swear, if we have to name a period of time for a game by the meta like goats, I will physically strangle a goat. Overwatch 2's release was messy, because every skin, old and new, was behind a paywall, which meant every Overwatch 1 account's value got inflated to all hell. The battle passes were okay, I guess. The earlier seasons it didn't give back currency to buy the next battle pass, so it felt somewhat scammy. Mythic skins are pretty cool because of the customizability, but I'm gonna be honest, they can be a hit or miss. I mean, I would take Hanzo's Okami skin any day compared to this. There were definitely a few things missing from the release too, like where are weapon inspects? Where are the banners? Like, were they scrapped? Is it that hard to make them? Or are they coming when the PvE update is live? Not only that, but they removed level progression, and now the border is only in my career profile collecting dust. Cards at the end of games are also gone, which sucks. But also it gives me a little to no time to press this button, and barely any time to reply to rando teammates and enemies. Oh yeah, and you had to unlock heroes behind the battle pass, which was pretty bad. Cause to get them immediately, you had to buy the battle pass, which felt a bit pay to win, especially if the hero was really good at that season. Okay, a bit of a rough start, but what about the gameplay? That has to improve, right? Well...
Oh boy.
I'm getting fucked.
Oh, fuck me!
Move back.
What?
Sorry, I had to. What you say no?
Get you one.
There are goods and bads. For one, they removed all CC abilities from DPS and supports, with a few exceptions like Junkrat's Trap and Anna's Sleep Dart. Which is good, because now I can actually play the game instead of getting CC'd up the wazoo. 2 CP is gone, thank God, and we get Push, which can range from being a fun tug of war to a long draggy match. But I think the biggest change that they did to Overwatch 2 was removing a tank, making it a 5v5. And this is a big topic in Overwatch 2. I'll say my piece about 5v5. I think in some ways it was great because goats and double shield were miserable in Overwatch 1. But I personally do miss the hectic nature of 6v6. And also, I do not like playing as a tank in Overwatch 2. Which is pretty ironic, because I do enjoy playing the tanks in Overwatch 2. They reworked the tanks like Reinhardt being able to drift like Initial D and shoot 2 fire strikes, not you, and Winston being able to become a sniper monkey. Even the new tanks are fun, like Ram being able to hit through shields. I wish I had that during the double shields meta. Again, not you, and Junker Queen with her aggressive playstyle to lifesteal. Unfortunately, playing as the tank role sucks. All the pressure to make space and do well is so demotivating, especially when your team blames you for doing somewhat poorly. Not only that, due to it only being one tank, it feels like half the time I'm playing counter picks. I swear, I feel like I don't need to counterpick as often in other roles. Also, is it just me, or is the community more toxic now? I mean, I sorta get it, the Overwatch 1 E-daters moved to Valorant, and there's a fair amount of old players who got burnt out and moved to other games. But god damn, are Overwatch 2 players so sweaty. Even in quick play, you know, quick play, the game mode that I go in to just mess around, grind the battle pass, and play what I want. Sometimes for my mental, I just turn these two off. which is sad because in Overwatch 1 I experienced some genuinely entertaining and funny interactions. Like bro, if you're going into it to win, there's always competitive mode. You can't even leave now because they penalize you leaving a match in quick play. Oh yeah, and comp was so bad in the early days of Overwatch 2. Like what the hell is this card system? In my whole life, I don't think I've ever seen a placement system so vague. Seeing if I'm going to rank up or rank down after my 5 to 7 wins feels like I'm pulling a character from a gacha game. Okay, that's a lot of negatives, with a tinsy-winsy amount of positives. But hey, at least the PvE part of the game will.
Slowing down a little bit in development. But at the same time, development on the PvE experience really hasn't made the progress that we would have hoped. But unfortunately, the effort required to pull all of that together into a Blizzard quality experience that we can ship to you is huge. And there really is no end in sight, or defined kind of end date where we can put that out into the world. And so we're left with another difficult choice. Do we continue to pour all that effort into PvE, hoping that we can land it at some point in the future? Or do we stick with this set of values we've aligned on and focus on the live game and focus on serving all of you? With everything we've learned about what it takes to operate this game at the level that you deserve, it's clear that we can't deliver on that original vision for PvE that was shown in 2019.
The entire progression system, all of that, just being flushed right down the shitter to join the gators in the sewers now.
PvE news, and like I think like even for me, like I'm disappointed about it because I was really looking forward to PvE. I love the idea of like talent trees and having like this deep progression. So like
we went through 3 years of Overwatch 1. We're not even gonna count 2019, even though 2019 they'd already kind of shifted away. 2020, 21, 22. Literally, we played the most dead, non-existent, left-alone game in hopes for what we will get in PvE and PvP, and we'll have a nice, fun game.
Wait, then what is the plans then? Wait, brother, then what even is the plans then? What do they have? There's literally... Brother, Overwatch 2 is like 3 maps, 1 character, which is... Okay.
We can't do it. Yeah, we just can't, sir. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to scrap the whole thing. That was the whole point. That was the whole point of Overwatch 2.
I remember when they announced this. I was devastated. I walked out of my room feeling betrayed by Overwatch, by Blizzard. 3 years. 3 long goddamn years just for the sequel to be a lesser version of Overwatch 1. It was sad. Almost all trust from the community gone, just like that. The salt to the wound was that we got a taste of what it could be in the Junkenstein's Wrath of the Bride event. And I definitely felt the potential of a PvE in this game. With no cinematics for a year, nothing to invigorate me to go fully back into it, Overwatch 2 became more of a chore. New season, check the patch notes, maybe finish the battle pass if it was interesting enough. Overwatch 2 became a typical live service game, like others in the industry. It was just another Fortnite, another Valorant, another Apex. It was no longer standing out like how it did back then, and instead, it just fades into this modern world of free-to-play video game landscape. And now, it feels like...
That's the way the world is. But I do miss the old days.
But things changed in Season 13, cause Season 13 was special to me. No, it wasn't that they changed Sombra into a Soldier 76 with an SMG. No, it wasn't that they micro-buffed Mauga again.
I don't even want to read the Queen once now. Now I'm upset. Now I'm sad.
And it was definitely not the Widow Mythic. Season 13 was special to me because of a singular new game mode. And that game mode is called Junkenstein's Lab. Oh! Eugene, my kunais explode!
Oh, okay. Oh, help.
Oh, hi. Oh, no, I'm dead.
God help me.
You got the same one!
With Kitsune, it's so fast.
Why are you floating? What the
so
fuck?
stupid! It's so dumb. What was the point? I guess. Okay. If you wanna die, sure. Jeez. That's crazy. Initially, this video was supposed to mainly be about this game mode, because this game mode is so good. It was the first time in a long time where it felt really fun to play Overwatch. Essentially, they ripped Paladin's card system and put it into Overwatch. After each round of control, you get to pick a card to put in your hand, which alters or improves the hero's kit. My friends and I would purposefully get to Game 5 in control just to have a full build, because mix and matching the cards was so fun. Some of the builds you could have were exploding kunais for Kiriko, and if you pair that with the shooting out 3 kunais card, you get a constant barrage of explosion. Moira can triple her orbs, which could be deadly or give crazy amount of heals, and Orisa can fly.
Yeah. Guys, follow me to the skies.
Genji had so much sauce in this game mode, like being able to shoot homing shurikens, shoot 8 shurikens at the same time which one-shot Orisa. Genji has perfect parry. Oh, I perfect parried the spear! And wait a second, energy beams. They're using the scrapped PvE content, which is genius. This game mode also reminds me of the early days no role queue Overwatch, where you can compensate other roles. Back then, you would swap heroes if you needed more tank buster or healing. There was a form of freedom to it. In this game mode, heroes could alter their roles. I had a game where my soldier would have 3 biotic healings on the field, which was crazy, because that's 3 times the healing that soldier would normally give. I think it says a lot when the devs themselves patched a non-mainstay game mode. This isn't the first time that they've experimented with altered abilities. There was the Diablo event with pickups, there was the Mirror Watch with Mercy as DPS, Jesus, and there was a hacked quick play event with pickable role passives. I want them to bring Junkenstein's Lab as a mainstay game mode. I could definitely see this game mode being tuned to be a bit more balanced, whilst adding characters in like Mei or Junkrat with their PvE content. Unfortunately, I also think that won't happen anytime soon, because 1, the cards you get are RNG, there's no predetermined way to get the cards that you want. And 2, the game mode only works in control, and for it to be balanced and work outside of this game mode, there needs to be a way for the heroes to get the power-ups throughout the match. Maybe an XP system like how On Fire works in Overwatch 1, or a currency system maybe, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I think game modes like these are important because it gives us a new way to play Overwatch. I mean, look at Marvel Rivals, they're not just an Overwatch clone, they added a team up feature into that game that buffs or adds a new ability for a character. Short tangent, I've played Marvel Rivals beta and it's fun, especially its quick play. Competitive was an unbalanced mess, sure, but I can say it's the closest thing to an Overwatch clone we have at the moment. A lot of people say that Marvel Rivals is the quote-unquote Overwatch killer, but I don't know, I see it as holy shit, 2 cakes man, where Marvel Rivals can learn from Overwatch's shortcomings, and Overwatch can learn how Marvel Rivals tackle the hero shooter genre. Season 13 also introduced Overwatch Classic, which was really fun. It was jank because the version they used was launched Overwatch, but it was fun to revisit some old team comps like Car Wash. Oh my god! She's like so fast! And Pirate Ship. He's here, level up. He's dead.
Oh, I'm stunned.
Don't worry, I got you, buddy.
Don't worry. Thank you.
I was able to relive the moment with some old Overwatch friends and reintroduce the craziness of the early days to my new Overwatch friends. Also, Overwatch Classic and Marvel Rivals really made me nostalgic for 6v6, and in Season 14 they're going to be testing it out, which will be interesting because it'll be a 6v6 with the new heroes and reworked heroes. So my curiosity is piqued on how 6v6 will work with Overwatch 2 characters.
I saw a corpse stripped
Developers,
water, and eventually of land. Saw them transform into a machine fueled by people's crushed spirits, broken dreams, and empty pockets. Corps have long controlled our lives, taken lots, and now they're after our souls.
Might be right. Can't really argue with you there.
I have seen way too many of my favorite games getting killed by the higher-ups of a company. It's typically due to greed or some sort of shareholder shtick, but for a good amount of these games, the devs are hard at work making a game that everyone would enjoy. And I want to say Overwatch, specifically the Overwatch 2 team, is in the same boat. The devs in Overwatch 2 has been working a good amount to earn back the trust that they lost. There have been multiple patches in one season to balance the game, which says a lot more compared to how long it was to patch goats and double shield in the first game. Every issue that I mentioned on launch was pretty much fixed. Old skins can now be purchasable with in-game currency that you can collect. Battle passes now give 600 gold currency for free so you can save up for a battle pass or a cosmetic. You get all the heroes without needing to unlock them. Mythic skins are now in the store so there's no FOMO, and you can buy all the versions with one complete premium battle pass. Okay, almost all the versions with one complete premium battle pass. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, Overwatch. Competitive is revamped with a better way to visualize your rank. Thank God. The devs do interviews and are really transparent with what they want to do with Overwatch 2. All the new heroes like Venture, Juno, and the upcoming tank Hazard are fun and unique to play. I mean, they're actually experimenting 6v6, an other version of 6v6 in Season 14, just because the fans screamed for it. In a different universe, they could have just scoffed at us, gave us another mythic skin, and called it a day. Okay, that's a lot of glazing, but no matter how much I glaze this game, I can't defend what it took from us. I'm just saying that at its core, it's still special to me. It's still fun to be part of the community. It's nice to see the game healing and caring for its players. It's also nice to see what it was, what it is, and what it could be. Will it be able to bring PvE back? Maybe not. Will it be able to reach the heights of Overwatch 1? Probably not. Will it be able to have a rich storytelling like how it used to? God, I hope so. But I love Overwatch. And unless they decide to charge us for reloading in game, or charging us for playing more than intended hours, I think I'll stick a while longer for this game. The game like no other.